feel like you're gonna get me in trouble because
I'm gonna get you in trouble. It's good show.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this beat, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island USA season 5 episode 16. Let's get right into the video because there is a lot to talk about. This episode was an hour and 8 minutes long. Like, this was a long episode. Basically, we left off on Destiny and Leonardo having dates with Mike and Imani. The dates were, I guess good or whatever. First we see KK and Birdie come up back to the villa, and basically KK, I guess, talks to Keenan first and pulls him for a chat. Basically telling Keenan that, her date with Mike was good and that, that Mike was her type. And then at the end of that conversation, she was like, you're gonna probably like Imani because Imani is your type, da-da-da-da-da. Basically giving him a heads up of when Imani comes into the villa. So, and then she's telling Keenan, like, oh, he's not you. My thing with that whole relationship, before we even get to the last stuff into the episode, my thing with that whole relationship is that, why are you guys open? Like, you already crossed territory into already doing home runs, and you're still open. Please use your noggin, okay? Please use your head. Why are you open after crossing that territory, going into the hideaway, doing all that business, but you both agreed after it has been reiterated to us, viewers, that you guys are open? For what? Like, that's dumb. But let's continue. Anyways, Bergie had his day with Imani, but obviously we can tell it wasn't going to go anywhere past, their initial stages of a date, to be honest. She just being nice to him. He's happy that he actually has a new girl in the villa, but at the end of the day, that new girl not going to be checking for him. Like, he really taking up space in that villa. Like, let that be known. So, next thing you know, Destiny and Leonardo comes back from the date. Basically Destiny, obviously enjoyed her day with Mike. All the girls are basically like, when they're wondering how Destiny's gonna be on the date, Leonardo, Cassie was very worried because, her and Leonardo, this and this and that. But Leonardo actually came back from the date. He pulled Cassie, have a chat with her. He basically said that, he's going to obviously get to know her and whatnot, but his head is basically leaning with Cassie. Like I said, I don't think he's going to be swayed to Imani, to be honest. I feel like he's going to really stick it out with Cassie and ride it out with her until the future, okay? At the end of the show, because I don't think he's really going to move to her, really. Now Destiny, Jonah pulled her for a chat, and Destiny was very vague. She was just like, it was a great date. It was nice. He's a cool guy. Like, everybody's attractive. Everybody in here is attractive, right? Like, everybody's here attractive. Like, giving him nothing. The guy was just asking her, how's the day? Like, is he your type? Just trying to gauge, like, where he's at, where they're at. Because the thing about it, like I said, I don't think Destiny really likes Jonah like that. Like I said this. Like, I guess she wanted to move slow with Jonah because after she, I guess, fully, engaged and get to know Harrison, she thought it was actually a nice, she was actually going somewhere with that. And then, you see how quickly he moved to Emily. And, it's kind of like, okay, it is what it is. What's done is done. So she's trying to do a different pace. KK, she likes Mike, but obviously Keenan is her number one. I don't think that's going to change at any time point. And that is what it is. So the next day, they're all getting ready for the day, and then KK is like, oh, Keenan's my baby. But Imani's asking her, so you guys are closed off, right? But he's like, no, we're open. But he's like, oh, he's still my baby. So I'm like, she really kind of clocked you. Because I'm like, how is he your baby, but he's still able to getting to know other people? And like, what if he happens to get to know other people and he wants to, move to that person? What are you going to do then? Like, you can't be claiming people and claiming territory, claiming a person, and then they move in as an open person in an open relationship, and then you want to get upset. That's the thing where you go wrong here now. That's where you go wrong. You can't be moving exclusively and then claiming that you're open, and then when they want to move open, you get upset and have some feeling this type of way. Like, you can't be doing that, KK. Like, if you really want to lock it down and have it locked it down, you should really put your foot down and not let Keenan be telling you everything, and then you'd be like, oh, okay, I'll go along with it. Because what he's basically saying that he has something good with you, but you just want to test the waters and blah, 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 and then hopefully that he comes back to you and whatever. But I'm just like, if you have something good, just keep it good. Like, what's that saying? If it's not broke, don't fix it. If it's not broken, if there's no cracks, why are you trying to test the waters and try to, see how strong, like, what are we doing? Claiming that she's interested in Mike, because she did have a talk with him later on, and they actually had a talk, and, she actually pulled him for a chat. And then at the end of the chat, she was like, oh, this is my first time going to be doing this. Now, if you want to get to know me, you have to pull me. So, that is what it is. When later on that day, Destiny and Keenan were sitting up in the, I guess, soul ties area of the villa, which is like the place where there's a bed and it's like up on the balcony. So it's called Soul Ties. Never really, paid attention to that name, but the way it was mentioned all throughout this episode, everybody knows where that is. So Imani comes up and basically, I guess bombards, Keenan, Destiny's conversation, and Destiny gets up and leaves because obviously, they want to have a one-on-one talk. So they were just there. So everybody can basically see, because there's like a glass, like, window or place that everybody can see who's talking up at the balcony. So KK is like, soul ties? They're talking in soul ties? Like, that's a very, private conversation, like very, private place to have a conversation and stuff like that. And, everybody can see you, have all eyes on you, da-da-da-da. So she felt some type of way, because she's like, that place is basically something where I guess her and Keenan will go to. So she's feeling some type of way that Keenan is talking to Imani in that spot. So after their conversation, Keenan comes down, like, pulls KK for a chat, and then he tries to hug her. And KK was like, no. So he had his arm extended out to give her a hug, and she, like, basically swerved the hug. So everybody basically saw that. So I think Leonardo and Cassie were like, did you just see Keenan had his arm out and she just swerved him? And then Carmen and Kenzo and I think Harrison and I think Emily were also watching it too. And they were just like, yeah, we saw that. So they have a conversation, and she was just like, oh, soul ties. But he was basically like, what do you want me to do? She just came up to the area, and she had a conversation, like, and I guess KK wanted him to say, like, no, let's have the conversation downstairs. I'm just like, I can see where he means with that, where about the situation. If she comes upstairs to have a conversation with him, why would he essentially tell her, no, not here, let's go downstairs somewhere? I mean, maybe he could have done that, maybe he could have, but I'm just like, I don't think it's really that deep where he has that conversation with. It's what's said in the conversation that's, could be taken, whether disrespectful or respectfully. The place, it is what it is. So she was very upset about that conversation. So then later on, she breaks down, and this is where I'm just like, she's like, oh, basically talking about, like, she basically had that hideaway situation with him, and he's still wanting to get to know other people, and she crying into Carmen, and I think Marco and Hannah, and they were, like, all comforting her. But I'm just like, you should definitely know what you're doing. Like, you should know what you're doing. I think after that hideaway, it should have been a done deal with you and Keenan. You should have locked it down. You should have basically said, agreed to basically ride it out until the end of the show, end of the season. At least. You guys shouldn't even be, considering getting to know other people at that point. That should have been done deal. Try to further what they have, build upon what they have. Is there anything past what they're building upon? Do they know much about each other outside of the villa? Like, we don't even hear that. It's just basically Keenan, exploring options and testing waters. Like, where's the depth to that relationship? Because I don't really see much depth to that relationship. It's really given, you did your hideaway and that's it. Like, where's the depth? Where is it? I don't see it. So, and it is what it is, but she's crying, she's breaking down. But like I said, you agreed, is a joint agreement that you want to be open, he want to be open, you're going along with it. You're just like, oh, doing what he doing. If you really want something different, you need to tell him, you need to let him know, like, nah, you need to put your foot down. But you agreed to be open. So be open. Later on, we see Destiny and Mike have a conversation, and she hugs him and whatnot, bring him up to, I guess, the same balcony spot. I don't really know what spot she pulls him up to, but I think it's the same balcony spot. And they were talking, and I think they were just all eyes on Destiny, because the thing about it, a lot of people don't know where Destiny stands in that villa. She keeps her cards to her chest. Like, she doesn't really talk to the girls deeply about, where she stands with the guys, or who she's really feeling like that. I think she really keeps it to her chest. So that's the thing. So everybody's just kind of like, okay, what's going on with Destiny? They don't really know. They don't have a clue. I don't even think Jonah has a clue. So they're just kind of like, looking. So they talk, they still flirted, vibe, whatever. And it is what it is. So the next thing you know, it was time to get ready for the night. KK basically brushed her teeth. She's talking to Keenan, basically says she wants her space. And, she just said she's hurt. She feels disrespected, and all the girls are basically like, let KK wear red. And they're like rare. It's like dark colors or whatever, or black. So then, time for night, we see Jonah and Destiny talking. They're chatting, getting to know one another. Just basically like a regular chat. And then Imani steps up, basically tries to pull Jonah for a chat. So then Destiny was like, we're still talking. Like, you can wait till I'm done talking, and then like you can pull Jonah. But Jonah already said, like, yeah, I'm gonna come talk to you. So she was just like, you can go. Are you gonna just stand here while we're talking, or are you gonna give us a chance to finish the chat? So Imani basically said she's gonna do her slow walk, and walked away from the chat.
Oh no.
He said he was gonna let me finish what I was saying, and then he'll be over there. You just gonna sit there? Take your time. I'll do my slow-mo walk.
Now, I understand, people are like, Destiny doesn't even like Jonah. Why is she acting like territorial and da-da-da-da? Grant, yes, I understand that, because, even I'm like, she don't really like him like that, to be honest. But I guess it's the principle. A lot of these girls be coming up to pull people for conversations, and you're mid-chat or like still having that conversation, and then you're supposed to be cut off from that conversation. And the thing about it is, Destiny and Jonah are still in a couple, so she still has, priority, to still speak to the guy. Imani's just gonna pull from chat. So, when they're done, they can have a chat. So, Emily, after they have a chat, he was trying to, like, I guess, smooth it over and basically like, oh, give me a hug. But he's like, respectfully, we're still open. So we both agreed we're still open. So, I mean, I'm still going to talk to her. So he was like, oh, give me a hug. And then Destiny was like, no, you don't have to give me a hug. So after he goes up to talk to Imani, I guess Emily basically saw I guess, the shoe away from Destiny. And she was like, did you shoo her away? And she was like, yeah, I did. She was like, I don't, not like that. And I'm just like, I'm surprised that Emily and Destiny are actually cool, actually friends. Because I'm like, didn't Emily basically took Harrison away from you? But I'm like, it is what it is. I guess Destiny is that type of person. She really cool with people. She really cool. She really chilling. And Jonah goes upstairs and basically says, like, she just basically wanted us to finish a conversation. So Imani is basically like, I don't care if I'm going to step on her toes. Like, I don't even care. Like, I'm not going to tiptoe around Destiny. Like, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? She's like, if I really want to be rude, I could be rude. Basically saying all that. I don't really think Destiny's really beefing like that over Jonah, so she's not going to feel no type of way. I feel like Destiny's just thinking about the principle because she still is coupled up with him. I'm not sure if Emily moved that way with Harrison. I don't think Emily ever did move that way with Harrison, to be honest. So, let that be known. Let that be known. I don't think she did move that way. They just had a date, and that was it. Prior. And maybe a conversation, and that was it. Leonardo, brings out this game that for the islanders to have, and basically you have to guess the number higher or lower, and if you get it wrong, you have to do a dare, basically. And I don't think Destiny was playing the game. Because I obviously saw when it was Jonah's turn and he was talking to Kenzo, Destiny was sitting there right next to Jonah. So if Destiny was playing the game, he would have gave the card to Destiny. But he skipped over Destiny and gave it to Jonah. So that lets you know that Destiny wasn't playing the game. Basically lets you know she don't really be doing any of that type of stuff. She's not going to be kissing anybody just because of game purposes. She, just like how she was upset with the kiss, the whole kiss situation with Marco. I don't think she plays like that. I think she's very, she's very stingy with her affection. So she's not going to just give it out for anybody like that. She actually has to really like you to be doing all that stuff. So I think that's why she just opted out that game and basically decided to observe and watch. So that should let you know later on in the challenge when Mike decides to kiss, I guess the person that's good, whatever, he kissed KK. Because I think if Destiny was an option, he probably would have kissed Destiny. Even though he didn't want to date with KK and Destiny, I don't think Destiny was playing the game. That's the thing. Destiny was not playing the game, because why would Jonah, jump over her to pass a card to Kenzo if she was playing the game? She was just observing. So if she was in the game, I think he would have kissed her. So even though the camera tried to pan on Destiny, she wasn't playing the game. She was observing. So that should let you know where she basically stands with these things. Destiny's an older, she's 27. She's not doing that 22, whatever years old stuff type of things. So she's not trying to play like that. What I'm saying? She's more mature than the others. Definitely she did get a side eye with the whole Jonah situation, but I think it's about her is very much the principle about situations. She's obviously feeling Mike, but with Castlemore approaching very fast, Mike might be in the rear view. They bring somebody closer to Destiny's age range, and that looks decent. He's probably in the rear view. She likes to observe, and she's observing that Jonah kissed Imani and Imani kissed Jonah in the challenge as the best kisser. So, and Destiny rolls her eyes. And the thing about it, the challenge or whatever happened literally maybe 15 minutes later after the whole interaction between Destiny and Imani. So if her rolling her eyes about the whole situation, I just don't think she really cares for Imani like that. So it is what it is. Hopefully there's this beef or whatever that they're going through doesn't really prolong in the season, because I don't think it's that deep. Because over Jonah, no, like, please be for real. But this was a pretty decent episode. Obviously tomorrow is Saturday, so it's just unseen bits. And then Sunday, we're going to see what's going on, because we did vote for our favorite guy and girl Islanders. See, I still voted for Destiny because I'm a real one, okay? I'm a real one. I still voted for Destiny. The guy is Leonardo because, I mean, who else? Who else would I be voting for? I'm not voting for Bergie. Sorry. I just think he's taking up space in that villa. And if he does make it to Casa, then he's just going to be in that villa for a long, long time. And because obviously he's going to recouple with somebody new. Just let it be known. Obviously, there's going to be people voting for KK, so she's going to be safe too. But I have no clue who's going to be in the bottom. Maybe Emily. I don't know. Maybe Cassie. I don't know. But we'll see on Sunday night's episode. And yeah, this was a pretty good episode. It is what it is. Keenan, he got clowned at that challenge because, you know, they're like, oh, Keenan don't listen. So Cassie basically kissed the person who doesn't listen, and she basically kissed Keenan. So KK and basically all the other girls are basically like, oh, he listened, oh, now he listened. So he was like, don't start. But that's basically like, you know, don't basically put our business out in the public like that. That's like, you can be upset and do whatever, but you're trying to embarrass me in front of the public. Like, don't embarrass me in front of the public. That's just like you trying to embarrass your couple in front of the public. And I guess he's just basically telling KK, like, don't start. And I'm like, granted, he be moving so suspect and me moving so messy. And I'm just like, maybe he deserved that. But I understand where he's coming from. Like, don't be trying to embarrass me publicly like that. Like, calm down. Like, calm down. So he was just like, don't start. He definitely need to make up his mind, because this whole wishy-washy, flippy-floppy type of thing that he doing is not right, is not good. Like, I don't even know what he doing. But he need to get his act together. Is it KK? And if it's not KK, let it be known, because you just really keeping her on the back burner until it's time to be like, oh, always got KK, because KK was going to be running back to me. And I'm just like, KK need to stand up. Because if you let him, you know, do you like that, like, please get a backbone. If you want to be closed off, you got to let that man know. Because I'm like, why are you crying over some broke bum like this? Like, please be for real. Like, why are you crying over a broke bum? And I'm like, if you doing all that with this bum, you need to basically let him know what's your expectation and stuff. Because you riding along with everything he's saying, and not fact checking, not double checking, and then you want to cry. And I'm like, please. I feel bad, but like, please. But anyway, guys, let's see what's going to happen on Sunday. Looks like Imani's checking for Jonah, and I'm like, okay, she can have him, because let it be known, KK's most likely gonna be sticking with Keenan. You know, Destiny once again gonna get recoupled, and probably Mike gonna definitely, you know, recouple her. But anyway, guys, if you like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.